Is Tigray military still in possession of mechanized weapons, heavy weapons? Secondly, Ethiopian military has reportedly established Ethiopian Federal Police Coastal Guards. Coastal Guards force is established by the countries which have a coast. So while Ethiopian government has no coastal guard, no coast, why is it establishing coastal guards? Is this can we say that the forts has been established to protect coasts of lakes, or it's a preparation for gaining access to sea? Let's start from Tigray. So we know that in Pretoria, Tigray People Liberation Front and Tigray military agreed that military will be disarmed. Tigray military will hand over heavy weapons. Non-ENDF forces will leave Tigray. But Pretoria was not clear. There was no clear mention of the status of Volkite and Raya in Pretoria. That is why the day this agreement was signed, I said that the agreement was unclear and it will create problems in future, especially problems about the status of Volkite and Raya. And now you're seeing that 2 years have passed, and now you're seeing tensions over Volkite. When was signed, Tigray military and TPLF, they just wanted ceasefire. They were losing ground. They did not raise the issue of Volkite and Raya. They just wanted ceasefire because Eritrean military, ENDF were rapidly gaining ground. That is why TPLF and Tigray military agreed to dismantlement of TDF, and they did not get assurance from federal government that Volkite and Raya will be part of Tigray. Anyway, and after Pretoria, we saw that Tigray military surrendered heavy weapons. Tigray military handed over heavy weapons to the Ethiopian National Defense Force in the presence of African Union mediators. Small arms were not handed over to ENDF. Small arms were kept in Tigray to be given to Tigray police, Tigray prison police, Tigray militias. But heavy weapons were surrendered. We saw pictures, videos showing Tigray military officers surrendering tanks, artillery pieces, anti-aircraft guns, etc., to federal forces. I think ENDF moved the weapons surrendered by TDF out of Tigray. Some of these weapons were handed over to ENDF in Agula. Did some videos on that, I remember. AU observers confirmed that heavy weapons had been handed over to ENDF. ENDF confirmed too that it had received heavy weapons from TDF. No one actually shared details. How many heavy weapons, mechanized weapons were in the use of Tigray military? How many had been destroyed? How many had been handed over to ENDF? But some critics of TPLF and Tigray military, they kept on accusing Tigray military, TPLF, they had buried weapons. They had hid weapons in Tambian. Now, it is being reported that Tigray military has been seen equipped with Zu-23-2, which is an anti-aircraft gun, which should have been handed over to the Ethiopian National Defense Force. Getachew supporters, they're sharing pictures. One such picture is pasted on thumbnail of this video. They say this picture is from Mihoni. And in Mihoni, Tigray military has been seen armed with Zu-23-2. Tigray military, Army 43. And some say Tigray military used Zu-23-2 at Tigray Peace Force, TPF fighters in Vajra. How can Tigray military be in possession of Zu-23-2? Yes, questions, very valid questions are being asked. Tigray military should respond. I could not confirm that the picture is old. Some are saying that the picture is old. I worked on it. It seems that the picture is new. And more than one sources are saying that Tigray military is armed with Zu-23-2 in southern Tigray. Now, it's up to Tigray military and TPLF to respond. Are still heavy weapons in the hands of Tigray military? Lastly, viewers, Ethiopian military is reportedly establishing Ethiopian Federal Police Coastal Guards. Pictures in circulation, some real, some AI generated, showing Ethiopian Federal Police officials on board a vessel, a sea vessel. It has been said that Ethiopian military is establishing a force called Ethiopian Federal Police Coastal Guards. Some people are making fun of Ethiopian military, Ethiopian government. They say a country without coast is establishing coastal guards. It's the country is actually making a laughing stock of itself. How can a country without coast build coastal guards? Well, Ethiopia is fully preparing to gain access to sea. Everyone knows that. It wants access to sea. Ethiopian PM said in the parliament that if Ethiopia does not gain access to sea, it will never be a sovereign country. So for Ethiopia, sovereignty means access to sea. That is why it is preparing in advance. It is building navy. It is buying ships. It is getting its navy trained abroad. It is establishing coastal guards. And it wants to be ready so that if it reaches a deal with a neighboring country, or if somehow it gains access to sea through a neighboring country, it should be in a ready position to deploy all its assets to control the port which it wants to control. Thanks for watching.